What's up everybody and welcome to a new video. Today I will be giving my review on patch 13 of Space Marine 2, and I'll also be talking about leaks and upcoming content of Space Marine 2, so do be aware of that there will be spoilers around the content that we'll be releasing for Space Marine 2 later on this year or maybe next year even. And also please be aware that I have development language disorder and that I might stutter sometimes or have to pause to come up with a sentence. I will not be editing this video, so this will be probably a long video, but I hope everything goes well. I'm pretty new to this stuff. So yeah, let's get started. So we got patch 13 today, Thursday was it? It was shadow dropped when Warhammer Skulls got released. 21st May, I think it was, yeah. And it was a little bit too early. It was I'd say 2 or so hours before Warhammer Skulls event happened that it got released, which I find kind of disappointing. I wanted it to be released when they showed the new patch being showcased. That would have been sick and more hyped than what we got, but I'm still very happy that we got this. I'm gonna call it a gift because it is still very nice that it just went here, have this update with a wall full of shit on it, just out of nowhere. I was trying to figure out when it was going to release. I said somewhere around the end of the month or at the beginning of the next month, which is June, but I didn't expect it to release 21st. I thought it was 26 or so, or later on, the last week, but no. What we got in this patch though is a new operation. We got a siege mode rework, new secondary weapon, 3 heroic weapons, 6 heroic cosmetics, new equipment, new ordeals, which is the ultra grind ordeals, where you can get the capes and halos from. In War Gear Update 2 you can also get tabards and ropes. I think you can only wear tabards with tactical right now, and then ropes, I think it was, from Bulwark. So that's pretty sick that we'll get access to that as well. Practice arena, and yeah, the War Gear update is connected to the new ordeals, so that's pretty nice. I also have a Word document open here so you can see what I'll be talking about. Yeah, so the patch 13 stuff I'll be talking about and giving my final thoughts about it. Topics about upcoming patches and leaks, overall issues. This is the leaks and stuff like that. I should have probably, I already warned you guys. Heavy using melee weapons, there has been many complaints about this, so I'll be trying to address this and give my thoughts about this. Low level players going into absolute missions and siege hard difficulty. I watched a YouTube video about this this morning, so there has been a lot of people getting annoyed because of this, so yeah, gonna talk about this as well. These are the leaks: Deathwatch cosmetics and the weapons, and Lamenter cosmetics. And then I want to give my thoughts about the situation of salamanders not being treated right by the Space Marine 2 team overall. And for me personally, I think it was fine, but many people didn't like how the salamanders were treated with their cosmetics. And then objective of new operation, this is connected to the new operation because there's some interesting content that's included in that operation. And then dual wielding, many people want dual wielding in this game. I will be talking about it as well, but this is I'd say halfway through the video, so if you want to go there, yeah, just scroll over there and see what my thoughts are there. But if you want to watch the full video, that would be very, I would appreciate it very much. But let's get started. So, I will be doing here the new PvE mission. I have to say this is probably one of my most favorite missions ever until now. And why this is because they did something I did not expect they would do. I saw a video of someone saying like the problem with the Space Marine 2 maps right now. We have three themes. We have like the swamp, Kadaku. We have that world. We have the Hive City. I don't know what it's called. We have missions there, and then we have missions from the Chaos World, where the last part of the campaign takes place. I have no clue what the world's name is, but that's fine. But you know, you get what I'm talking about. These were the three themes of the game, and some people were like saying, "What else could they add? I want another theme, another type of feeling." And I really think they nailed it with this PVE mission. They first of all, they made it a night operation, so it's in the night in the swamp. We always at Kadaku, it was daytime. Now it's nighttime. It gives a whole nother like vibe to this game. It gave this operation like a sort of how do you say it, like a secret mission that you're supposed to do, because like nothing was happening. There was no war around you. It was just quiet, just like a secret operation for something. So that's very different already from all the other missions. All the other missions we've had so far, besides like this the mission on the Space Hawk, I think, is that it's very quiet, and it's very open, and it's just nighttime in Kadaku, which we've never had. But then also with this one, you fight both the heretics and the Tyranids on this map, and that's also pretty good. I hope they will keep on doing this with every mission. It brings more chaos. It's more lore accurate with everything going on. And the story also of Space Marine 2 is like the chaos is behind it all, and yeah, that basically, and Tyranids take its place in that as well. So yeah, the Mixin 2 is very nice, but one thing they added, which they have not done at all, is they've taken the field of the operation. They made it like alive, sort of, because in the operation you have swamps, just water everywhere. It's sort of like a water mission half of the time, and the water is corrupted by heresy or chaos, and it gives you like this effect that you see illusions of enemies that are not even there, so you're basically drugged if you stand too long in this water. And I like that. It's it's new. It's something they haven't done at all on any other operation, and it just gives more like just like, whoa, that's so cool that that's just possible, and that happens. And also this is really cool. I hope they implement this more, because it would be a kind of a waste. They added water enemies. They sort of, these balls are water balls that are created from because of the corrupted water, and they attack you with yeah, spears. They shoot and then they explode, or they rush towards you. Very awesome. I love that they just took their time to even create a new enemy just for this map. But that's also why I hope they make more use of this enemy, because just making a specific enemy for one operation would be kind of a waste of time. So I do hope they have more plans to adding it, or trying to figure a way out to add this enemy in other operations, upcoming operations, or operations beforehand. That would be cool to see. And then when you progress into the mission, there is 3 skulls that you can revive, and all of these skulls, they have other stuff they say. One is talking about the Necrons, I will try to look up a video of it. I apologize. I will have to look for this video now. Also, the video, these are from yeah, Yurtsky. I've been watching him for a while. He's reviews these things, and this is where I got the topics from that I want to discuss. So do watch him as well. Give him a like or a sub. It's really fun to watch him. The best. Let me just go to his channel real quick.
How are we feeling? How does everyone feel about the...
As you can see, I've watched some videos of this. DevWatch, rework. I think it was the best. I think it was this video where he said like, oh yeah, missions. I think it was this. Yeah, so here's one of the let me see. Okay, it's not that good quality, but here's one of these skulls you can revive. The fools projected a single site. The fools, I'd say, then the Space Marines projected a single site, which is the Necron tombs in the campaign, because I've heard that are Necron tombs. Wrong. The tombs extends across multiple worlds, and this is like tombs, Necrons, and tombs. Like that's like their whole thing, because they are asleep in tombs and temples and stuff like that, and then they go awake and go on a rampage. So yeah, this gives a hint on Necrons, which is pretty exciting, and they show like, oh, we know of Necrons, and we might have some plans, because why else would they have implemented this this Easter egg specifically? Why would they do that if it has no goal? You would never do something for no goal except just lying to your community or rage baiting. But the Space Marine 2 team is always listening to the community, is always trying to do their best, so they wouldn't do this, or they would just be mad. But no, they're not like that. So this is going to be a follow-up on something else. Then there's this one, Aurora Extraction Authorized Precise Controlled. The administration favorite incantation against new knowledge. And I think Aurora Space Marine 2. Is this the yeah, Project Aurora is I think what is Project Aurora? Was that not that very oh my god, Space Marine 2. Adaptive Mechanics Research Initiative on the planet Demarium to harness Necron technology and warp energy. So here it says Necron technology. That's all. So it has to do again with the Necrons, which is really cool. And this is the planet. This is one of the Demarium SM2. Here we go. Yeah, this is that other world that I was talking about in the campaign where some of the PvE missions take place. But that is pretty exciting that this also hints to, because I didn't understand this one already, but now we do. So now I can get a more understanding of this sentence actually. Aurora Extraction Authorized Precise. So the knowledge they got from Necrons and more is authorized, precise, and control. The favorite incantation against new knowledge. Favorite incantation against new knowledge. So like favorite something like that's very exciting or something. I don't really know. And then this one. Constructs and dead mechanism, no active signatures, as more timid colleagues prayed. I don't know if there's some text above here. It seems like it, but constructs and dead mechanisms, No actors. This one I don't really understand, but I think all of them have to do something with Necrons.
As you can see,
And then also in this PvE mission, there is at some point you come towards a voice in the game, and it's probably a Chaos character, but it's never shown which character it is. Who is this person? It just says voice. It doesn't say what, but it's not for us. It's not on the Imperium side, because it's talking like bad about us, and like we will not arrest, or we'll fight against you, against the Imperium Space Marines. So it's not on our side. That's at least what's true. And it probably has to do with Chaos, because yeah, if it was Necrons, there would be something of Necrons around it, but it has something to do with Chaos, probably, because we've already had like Chaos characters talking in our heads through the campaign, and also in PvE missions. The one with the demon bird, with the human host one. There's one operation there. There he talks also in our head. So it's probably Chaos, but who this voice is for, like who this voice is not shown, because at the end of the operation you fight no boss of some sort. You just destroy a altar to a gate that opens for new Chaos enemies to come forward. That's all you destroy, nothing more. So well, what now? Like, sure, we've closed the gate and we saved the Cadians, but what is the voice? Why is it not shown what the voice is? There is probably some sort of goal. They will focus on that. Probably, I hope they are saying with this, like, we are continuing the story of Warhammer 40k through operations. That would be awesome, because I've been wanting that for a while now, since Titus officially became the captain of the second company again, with that video of Titus becoming captain of second company, and also because like the story is really sad of how they dealt with it, because both Chiron and what's this? I don't remember. Second company captain in SN2. Acheran dies in like the lore of how Titus became the captain of the second company. So yeah, because how else would Titus become the captain of second company? But yeah, Chiron also dies, but they died off script. No scenes, no animations. Just here, have a text where we say these two died. It's not that important. I hope they show like that story happening through with PvE missions, and that would make a lot of that could be happening if they add Necrons to this game as a new faction, because they've shown like that they know about Necrons and that there's Easter eggs in this mission, and we don't know what this voice is for. Just so there is an objective for just this mission. I hope it is, and that they will address that through these upcoming operations. That's really all I have to say about this operation. There's nothing more. I would have to say, if I have to grade this operation, it is... I think the one thing that doesn't make it my favorite map is that we had no official boss to fight. If it had a boss, it would have been my favorite map ever. For now, it's still like, I think Decapitation is still one of the smoothest and most coolest operations ever. But this one is also one of the tops because just on how different it is. Yeah, I will give this one I'll give Decapitation a 9, and then this one a 8.5, just because there's no pause in it. Danish D, welcome into to the stream. Oi, what cosmetic specs are in patch 14? Patch 14 is Salamander's champion spec, second, and Raptor's cosmetic specs. I don't really know much about the Raptors, but still pretty cool. And Salamanders, let's go. Salamanders is my main chapter next to Black Templars. I know it's a very weird combo that I like both these chapters. I am a disappointment to the Warhammer 40k community because I like both these things, and it doesn't make sense. I know, but I like them both. That's all I have to say about this PvE mission. Let me really quickly check what order. Yeah, okay, so Siege Mode rework. I've heard some complaints about the Siege Mode rework. I'm gonna give my personal thought about this one, and then look into also say what the community thinks about this, because I have different thoughts about this. For me myself, I would say Siege Mode rework is in any way better than the Siege we've had before. And many people don't like this, but what I saw when I was like, oh, we're getting a Horde mode, I thought that would mean like, oh, we are gonna keep on fighting, the enemies are gonna get stronger, but we as the characters are also getting stronger the more waves we will survive. And that way it becomes like, at some point, like, it still becomes very difficult because you become stronger in specific things, but the enemies overall become stronger. So it becomes more exciting and more exciting because you get more stuff. Sort of like a roguelike, but as just a side project, which Siege Mode is. But when first Siege Mode, Horde Mode came out, it wasn't like that. We, as the players, were not getting stronger at all. We were just base. We were max prestige 4 level 25 with max every weapon. That's how strong we could get, and how we could survive like higher difficulty was sometimes just because of the shop that they gave us, which is nice, but at some point you just run out of stuff the higher difficulty you get, because at some point you will probably have like every 2 waves a terminus enemy, or every 3 waves. I've seen that happen, and it was like, how do you survive this? You can't survive this like fairly. At some point it just becomes unfair. That basically. And I would love that it would become fair, and it was just not up to my expectations, but it was still very nice. When they showed me the Siege Mode rework, it was just perfect for me. It gave us blessings, which is just like a roguelike. Oh, you got 5 waves, congrats. Here is a ability, a blessing for you to get. And that way we get stronger every 5 waves. So we actually get stronger instead of not obtaining anything from strength. But where people are mostly mad about this is the opposite of the blessings, is the debuffs, the autonomans, which is basically like just debuffs. These make you weaker, but it's like more that they don't like. I think some don't like the debuffs overall, not. They just want them removed from the game. I personally don't want that. That would ruin the game for me again, because I know the enemies get stronger over and over and over again, but we also get stronger. And if we just get blessings over and over and over again without getting a risk for it, what is the risk? What is the risk of it? There's no risk. There's no thing pushing us back. Then, yeah, and then enemies get stronger as well. But at some point, we also just become very strong, and there at some point we might actually get too strong again. So, to still have something stopping us and giving us a challenge, they gave us these autonomans, the debuffs, so it wouldn't become like too overpowered and just boring to play siege mode. That basically. But the problem with the debuffs is now you get a random debuff, and these debuffs can be very bad for the class you are playing so far, because some have to do with ranged damage from afar or from close, and that's very bad for the sniper, or split up, where you have to split up because else you don't regain shield and health and stuff like that. And there's a lot more that are built like this, and these can be very annoying in certain situations, which you have no decision over. You cannot strategically think like, what is the worst buff, what's the best debuff to have in this certain situation, because you also have to focus with two factions every wave. Every 5 waves the factions change. So then it's like, it's all over the place, the debuffs. I understand that, but I still don't want it to be all the way removed, and I also wouldn't like for the debuffs that are currently annoying to just get removed. What I would think of, what would be very smart, is just like the blessings. When you start the siege mode, you go down elevator, and before you go into the battlefield, there's like a door, and next to the door, like it's an open gate. Next to the open gate, there is a blessings shop where you can choose. You have 3 options to choose which blessing you want to pick, and I'd say that is one of the that could be like let's think here. If we have that also with the blessings, but then for the autonomans every 5 waves, that would be very smart. But then you come into the problem. Wait, the gate is open. I don't have to choose a debuff. Just like what happened with blessings. If the door closes on you and you haven't chosen a blessing, you can't get that blessing, and you have to wait another 5 rounds to get that blessing. So for the blessing, it's very important. But for not choosing a debuff, it would be actually just great to not have a debuff. But it could get that boring from everything I already said. But what I would think would be very smart they do, if that's possible to code, is before you go into the battlefield, you go down the elevator, the gate is closed. It is closed off, and it won't open until you've chosen a autonoman. You have to choose one debuff, and you have 3 options of debuffs to choose from, so you can thus discuss with your teammates which debuff would be the best debuff to choose. And you have 3 options, so yeah, I think that's fair if they do it like that, and I think it's very possible to code that into the game. Also, one thing I have to say, another thing just to know, which is a fun fact, but also I think that I'd say puts me more understanding of why some things are difficult to implement in this game, is I am a game developer myself. More so a game developer in learning, but I know the experience on how difficult things that look easy to implement it to other things, or to add new into the game. So I just have better understanding of how this all works, and you also have to understand that I'm just gonna say this now. Saber Interactive uses his own software, and what code they use for making this game is the hardest fucking code in the world. it is C++, and it's only computer language. And everybody says, I'm learning a course right now. This code is the most difficult there is. Every AAA studio uses this code because I don't know why, it's just more sufficient, but it's a lot more difficult to use as well and much more fragile. If you make one error, this is what I've heard. It's probably a little bit different, but from what I've heard, when you make one error in the code and you save it to see if like this mechanic works now, the whole software closes off and everything breaks from your computer. It's probably they're probably very dramatically said that, but I do have the feeling it's something compared to that is just like it's very fragile. And it's also a lot more wall coding, very complex coding compared to what I'm doing so far. I'm working in coding C#, which is more easy, and they're very easy on bugs. But C++ is very hard on bugs, is what I've heard, and errors. So when you're coding and you make a error, it would take so much more time to fix that error instead of what you would think like, oh, it's just one bug. How bad could it be to fix? It is worse. It is very bad because yeah, C# is the most difficult code to learn. So yeah, that's all I'm saying is that yeah, just know that it's very hard, and things take time, and that you just have a better understanding of the situation that the Space Marine 2 game developers are on every time they add new content to this game, and why it sometimes just takes longer and longer and longer. Back to Siege mode though. Yeah, that's basically my idea for Siege mode. And then they also reworked the timer for how the waves work. So now the waves are faster, which I like. That is very nice, less time wasting. But they also added a timer, and every time the timer goes, the enemies get stronger. And I haven't been bothered by it that much, so it's fine for me. I don't mind it at all. I haven't been like, oh, this timer sucks, it's ass, remove this shit. But some people have been complaining about this timer being like, oh, after 3 times already saying, oh, the timer is over, the enemies are stronger, you put a meltdown against a majority enemy, a warrior with bone swords. The melta bomb doesn't even kill them, they only go in execution state. That's what I've heard from someone from Yurtsky's video. But that's still fine for me. It's like, yeah, enemies just get stronger over time, but that also means if you are fast and you can get through the waves fast, with how strong the enemies are at that exact point, you already are going to make much more progress in such little time. And then you just have to go quick, and at some point, yeah, it gets harder and harder, but still, it's I'd say it's pretty understandable. So now, not with each wave, it's not that with each wave the enemies get stronger, it's just the timer that goes off. The amount of enemies though, that is with each wave higher, but the damage they do is still the same. And I like that premise, that it is on a timer and not on each wave. But I do hope that they set a limiter. I haven't seen them putting a limiter. I don't know if there's a limit to how strong they can get. But I would think there is one. And there's also another problem. I have difficulties with this as well. When I play Siege mode and I'm streaming, I put my graphics on the lowest graphics ever, even though I have a beefed up PC. I have a 4070 Ti with a AMD 7 something very good AMD 7 processor and just 32 gigabytes of RAM. I don't know, more stuff. It's just a good PC. But playing Siege has always been difficult to play just smoothly for me because of the amount of enemies that there is. I do think that with low graphics it goes well, and I do have to say, I don't know how to do it, but low graphics, Space Marine 2 still looks fucking cool. It's not like low poly, it's still very cool. The only thing you can really see it on is the weapons and maybe some of the environment, but most of it still looks remarkable. I just bought the Carcharodon's bag. I haven't played in 6 months. Yay me. Congrats, man. You'll enjoy it. It's a very good cosmetic bag. But, yeah, people have been complaining about it. And I'm very happy. I don't mind it that they do it. But I'm very happy that they are doing this. I think they're doing this, or they said they would think about it. And that is an option to play the old Siege mode instead of the new Siege mode, because some people just hate the new Siege for some reason, because they said like, oh yeah, the Siege mode before that I was really used to than this one, and that's why I don't like this one, which is understandable. But for me, from my perspective, this is overall better. I like this one so much more because it's just what I expected it to be, and they made it like that, and now it's just complete for me, really. And yeah, it's good that it's just fine that some people want to go back, and it's good that Saber Interactive or the Space Marine 2 team is catching up on that, and that they are making an option to go back to the old ways of Siege mode. That would be very nice. I might hop off and on and off between the two, but I think I'm gonna play more of the new Siege mode because it is just so much more fun for me, I'd say. And that's all I have to say about Siege mode. Is there something to talk about the new bosses? Yeah, the Hive Tyrant got added and the Vortex Beast. I haven't seen much of the Hive Tyrant myself because every time the Hive Tyrant spawned, I was busy dealing off with the other small enemies, or like the Majoris enemies or Extremis, and then the other two mates were fighting the Hive Tyrant off. So yeah, I haven't seen the Hive Tyrant at all really while playing the new Siege mode, but I have fought the Vortex Beast, and I do have to say the Vortex Beast is very difficult, but I do understand, I really appreciate that they didn't choose that, like, oh, you can have a Vortex Beast, a Hell Brute, and another Hell Brute. No thank you, that's not something I would like. Because the Vortex Beast itself, he has all his attack movements. He has the Disco Ball. People call it the Disco Ball, so now I'm calling it the Disco Ball. It has his Disco Ball. He has just his normal melee combo, and his dive claw attack, and also his I don't know if he has that one, the sort of Porter shooting arrow spam attack. I think he has that one, but I'm not sure. But overall, he has most of his attacks. Also the wave. He has the fucking wave attack, which is totally fine because yeah, we have a Neurothrope with also a wave attack, so it should not be that big a deal. But I don't know, like compared to like, so the Vortex Beast, I'd say is much more challenging because of all his attacks, which are much more special than the Hive Tyrant in first phase. Because in the Siege mode, you get the Hive Tyrant in first phase instead of second phase. Because first phase is just, it's all melee attacks. It's all melee attacks, it's no range attacks. It's just swords, man against man, just fighting each other, well, man against fucking Xenos, fighting each other, and no special attacks really. It's just sword against sword and whips and stuff like that. And I think that's why I haven't seen much of the Hive Tyrant, because it's just a little bit. It's just a lower difficulty than the Vortex Beast over on his first phase. But then again, if you go to the Hive Tyrant the second phase, that phase is much, I'd say, maybe a bit higher than the Vortex Beast, or just on the same rank. I might actually want the second phase Hive Tyrant instead of the first phase Hive Tyrant, because of the Hive Tyrant not being able to do any range damage and just being a melee brat in that way. The Carnifex still has some range damage. The Neurothrop has all range damage, but you can still hit him. And then, the Vortex Beast has range damage and melee attacks, and the Hellbrute also has ranged attacks and melee weapons. But the Hive Tyrant there only has melee attacks, and that bothers me. And with the second phase, he has the 3 waves attack. I hope they can implement it, that the Hive Tyrant for Siege, that it's a different type of Hive Tyrant that his wave is like maybe not 3 times in a row, but only like one or 2 waves. But I would, because the 3 waves is really annoying. Also included with with all the extremists and all the Majoras walking around while fighting the Hive Tyrant then. But I actually would want the second phase Hive Tyrant instead of the first phase, just because of the extra attacks that the Hive Tyrant can do. Because with the second phase, he can now do ranged damage. He has like a heavy range attack where he uses his swords to shoot a projectile from a slash towards you 3 times. That is a ranged attack. He can summon Thunderbolt around the arena. That's also really cool, and we've seen this happen with the Neurothrop, so that wouldn't be much of a problem then. The only really big problem instead of that one is the wave attack. So that might have to change the wave attack, but I actually would want the second phase Hive Tyrant instead of the first one. And I think I only stand here with myself. I'm standing alone with this opinion. I just know for a fact that no one else would want the second phase Hive Tyrant, just because he's probably a lot stronger than the first phase. But for me, in Siege mode, the first phase Hive Tyrant just feels underwhelming, just because I haven't seen him, and he's not an overall like a area threat level compared to all the other enemies. Really, that's all I have to say about Siege mode. Holy shit, that was a lot talking. Let's get into the weapons. Let's get into the new weapons. So, new secondary weapon. Yesterday I've been grinding out a new secondary weapon, playing Assault. I'll be talking about the secondary weapon then, and also one of their new 3 heroic weapons, which is the Power X Block heroic weapon. First off, the new secondary weapon is really good. I like it. It's an SMG. I was like, why do we need an SMG? But then I was like thinking, we don't really have a sidearm SMG, and this one fits perfectly. I thought it was going to be like a spam where it just got like in like not even 5 seconds the loaded ammo slot was just going to be empty. But no, you have some time to shoot it, and it works just overall really well. It does good damage. It's good for pretty good crowd control, and overall, it just does good damage. And I think it's pretty good. The only thing is, with range damage, it can be a bit difficult. But if you choose the accuracy SMG the SMG weapon, secondary weapon, instead of like the ammo reserved one, you can still shoot pretty good on ranged enemies. And then the let's talk about the heroics power X. I was wondering when we were getting a heroic power X, and I think that they gave us this patch, and I think they nailed it with this power X, because I think it was patch 12 or 11 where we got something cool. We got that the power X, when the power X came out, the block weapon would just block. It would block. It wouldn't bring you into backstab that you could slash and then go back forward. At some point they implemented it to make the block version of the power X more fun, and that's the best decision they've made, because it just makes sense, but it also gives you a more of a parry impact than any other real block weapon with the backstab, and that's really nice. But what they did with the block weapon is that you can have, so this is why you love the X. Yes, the X is really good. Just overall, the power X is really good with fencing as well. Then it's also like really good because you get the backstab and you get the shot, but the that's also really good. But the block power X, the heroic one, to be specific, is really good because you when you do a perfect block, the backstab, if you don't do a backstab attack, it's just charged up, and when you hold down a attack, you can just release that that stocked up backstab attack and then do the combo from the parry you did before, which is really nice. So they like focused more on that side of the block part, that you can do the backstab. That's really nice. And also this heroic power X introduced me to block weapons, and I have to say, block weapons are not as bad as I thought they would be. It might be that it's the power X, but overall I was super scared for the parry window. I thought it was like super precise. It is pretty precise, that you have to block it on the exact hit, and then maybe a bit earlier you can do, but still I don't have much difficulty because of it, because I've just been doing that the whole time. I've been like doing direct hits non-stop with the fencing one, just to be like, well, sure that I get that parry good and a perfect parry, and then with the balance, you have to time it a little bit later. But that's why I don't mind the block weapon, and this will actually get me to use more block weapons, because now I've seen how powerful the block weapons can be, and they are just fun. You can stack up 3 times and then you just bust the shit out of one Xenos, and then everything explodes. What a remarkable view to see, brothers. That is fucking awesome. And yeah, the power X overall is magnificent. Supposedly more with the assault, because the power X has a perk tree where it says like, oh, the overhead, when you do a backstab, you can do a overhead attack, and that is really nice. But that overhead attack also happens when you just sprint and attack forward. And with the assault has his first perk. There's one on the top where it says like, oh, what was it? It was every 5 seconds you do 7-meter radius damage to any enemy, and it was something, or it was you do more damage or you take less damage. one or the two, but it was really good. And then the other one was from the enemy you attacked by executing a sprint attack, takes more damage. That one's really good with the Power Axe equipped with the overhead ability, which explodes everything, by the way, from the Power Axe itself. So you get 2 explosions on top of each other, and that's just like brain. Brain was working because of that, just because I was playing the Power Axe more. And the other heroic weapons, the Plasma Pistol. Let's talk about the Plasma Pistol. Plasma Pistol, holy fucking shit. That thing is a nuke. You can just, I tried it out. Like how good it is in the practice arena against a absolute warrior. You shoot it once, it's in fucking execution state, or like very close to it. I think it was, or if you shoot it to the side, shooting that heroic plasma pistol on the side, not even directly to a warrior, does half the damage of a direct hit of the plasma pistol. That is insane. So that's still big damage. And then yeah, when you do a direct hit, it just eradicates their HP, and that is perfectly. And I think they handled this this heroic plasma pistol perfectly. I myself had the problem like, oh, I read like, oh, charge shot would be better, and I thought like, oh, is it just going to be a regular just a regular plasma pistol where it just charge up just normally quickly and does more damage, and you can just shoot normally. But no, when I looked at the heroic weapon, the plasma pistol, it said you can only shoot charged weapons, and it takes more time, but it does more damage. That is a perfect weapon at risk. You get the risk for not being able to just spam the button to shoot like little plasma bullets, but you can do more damage when it's fully charged up. But because the charge is like stronger, you have to wait longer, which is totally understandable, because the longer you load, the stronger the weapon gets. So yeah, that is really good. That is very smart on how they used it. I do have to say, I thought it would have been a bit too late to give my review on the patch, but I would just want to do it. I haven't tried the block sword out, and I heard that many people wanted it. I've seen someone play with the heroic block chainsword, and it looked pretty good, so I will try that one out as well. Now that I've also tried out more block weapons, I can use more block weapons now. But I'd say I would like that one as well. I've heard some people also say like, buy the chainsword, it is really good. And what the description said of the heroic chainsword was, so the second stack from the block sword, that when you do a perfect block, is does lower damage, but the third stack does more damage overall. So that's pretty good. That's a really good one. And also the stats are really good, because for a block weapon, this block weapon attacks very fast, which is pretty nice, because with block weapons are supposed to be like the damage dealers, but they are very slow because they do much damage. That's what I've heard, at least, and seen also from the stats. Sometimes it's a little bit different, but mostly it's like that. So this one's a lot different, and I'm curious on how it will play when I buy it. That's all I have to say about the heroic weapons. Let's talk about the 6 heroic cosmetics. All the helmets they gave us. Is there a... Let me go to the review. Here we go. Hello? Yeah. Okay. Let's I'm just gonna go to the cosmetics, because I don't have Switch Ring 2 loaded right now. This. these helmets, this is the cosmetics that I was talking that I'm gonna be talking about. I thought for first this one fucking amazing, fucking amazing. I love this one. I was waiting for one like this. We had already the Black Templar champion spec helmet that looks a little bit similar to this one, but this one is like the one I've been looking for. This is my baby. You know, it is really good. I like it a lot. It is like awesome. Like it was like a very old one from the old times of Warhammer 40k, pre Heresy Crusade or something. Don't kill me if I'm saying this wrong, because I don't really know how to say. This one is from a Wolfguard. I like the one. I use this one with my assault, and I know it's from like Space Wolves, but I don't use it because of that. I just use it because it looks cool, and it doesn't have like printed on it Space Wolves like a text, so it's fine. You can use it for any really. And then this one, I was a bit scared that this helmet would just be gold and that you couldn't change the color, because look at that gold. That gold looks like imprinted on it, like you couldn't change that color. But luckily that was not the case, and I'm very happy because this helmet is beautiful. It is one of my most favorite helmets next to this one. The only downside I have with this one, but is totally no problem for me as well, but it's still like for me lore a bit off lore accurate for my chapter that I'm wearing for my classes, is this helmet has the Ultramarine logo on top of it. If you see here, I might have ruined this for one of you that didn't see that already, but it has the Ultramarine like mark in it, which is I find it fine, but it's still like a bit of like it's Ultramarine, but it's very small and it's just a cool helmet. You don't see it that much, and yeah, it's just a helmet, so it's totally fine. And yeah, I'm very happy with this one. I haven't bought this one though. I should probably do it. I've heard that one of like most of these you can wear with anything. I still have to check. I think like Mzolf, the Discord focus manager, said like, yeah, some of these you will be able to wear on both the decks and some not. I wonder which one it is. It's probably this one and this one, but this one not. But they might have added them all. Who knows? It's a proper helmet. Yes, it is a proper helmet. Yeah. Also, welcome in Complex. How are you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. That's all I have to say about the cosmetics. Let's talk about the equipment. The equipment is hallelujah. I like the studs. I like the studs too. I like studs a lot. I don't know like where the studs came from, like lore accurate what the meaning of it is, but it looks cool. It looks cool. That's what matters. Yeah, but not too many studs. Too many studs is again like I'm the stud man. But just some studs, it's like cool lore and stuff like that. But the new equipment is the Pyreblaster grenade. I don't know the full name, but it starts with Pyreblaster. Is awesome. Muzov on Discord already said like, yeah, we're getting a like somebody. He said a name. What is going to be very excited with this equipment, and that person said like, I would love a flame grenade. So it's probably a flame grenade, and it was a flame grenade. I think many people expected this, and I love that they implemented a flame grenade in it. And I wondered like, how are they going to do this? And this flame grenade is also very different from all the other grenades we've seen so far. It's not just here, I throw the shit and it explodes, or I throw it down and I have to detonate it with a button like the Melta Bomb or stuff like that. No, you throw the Pyreblaster grenade and you get a mark shot. You get a gunshot to shoot it, which is very nice. Because I was like, I throw it, but it doesn't go off. How does it go off? And then I saw that mark and I was like, oh, that's a cool way. That's a cool way. You have to actually shoot it so it goes off. You can also do that with the Melta Bomb, but that's not the main way to go with the Melta Bomb. But it's the main way to go with the Fire Blaster. If you don't shoot it, it will just not go off. That it's basically that. But even when you don't get that mark shot, just shooting at it on the ground, it goes kaboom, and it looks magnificent. The fire they made with the Fire Blaster, it's a lot different from from other fires you see on the map. For example, the fire looks awesome. It looks really cool, and I like the range that the fire gets, because there was like a zoanthrope on top of it, and I was like, I hope this reaches the zoanthrope to get him to burn, and it does. So that's a really good hitbox that the Fire Blaster grenade has. I think it's one of my favorite grenades now. It does good damage, and it is very useful. I will remind you, if you have a tactical and you find a Fire Blaster in siege mode, throw that shit on any wave. The Fire Blaster is mostly useful with the chaos faction, because the chaos faction doesn't slowly come forward. They just spawn in one portal straight up out of nowhere. So their placement is in one spot, and with all the gang in the same position. So you just throw that shit and they all burn, like a lot burns. So that is very nice for heretics in siege mode. Little tip. Then we come in this part, and this is, I think, the biggest the biggest complaint about the whole community with the War Gear update, and that is hold up. There we go. I'm choosing a song to listen to. I'm sorry. I apologize. Here we go. Look. I apologize. I'll be back. I'll come back to the video. Okay. So, the new ordeals are connected to the War Gear update mostly. You can get some capes. The War Gear update is basically capes and halos so far. War Gear update 2 is tabards and ropes. What I already said. And this is something they said they would not do, because mostly with the capes, it is complicated to implement. And this is where I said, like, coding is difficult, mostly with C#. I'm not gonna go all the way into it, but just keep that in your head, that this stuff can be really difficult to implement, even though it looks very easy. You don't want things to bug in a game. Then it doesn't feel like a completed game. You think then, oh, this is a game in process. You don't want to add something that is not fully fledged out and doesn't work well. And I do have to say that with the capes now, they work fine. It isn't game breaking, and it is not causing any visual changes or bugs or anything like that. It works fine. It's good. But it could have been a lot different. They probably changed something on the capes to update it, and they are still updating it to this day, because Mazov said that something about the cape's shoulders that's not stuck on the shoulders anymore, but just on the back. And Mazov said, yeah, I think I saw some game developers working on that from Space Marine 2. So we will get some update on that later. So we might get some new capes from the sniper, which is big. I hope they give it. I hope they give us the capes from the sniper. That would be very nice. Devastator Forsen, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the follow. How you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. Yo, man, just want to show some real support for the stream and drop the follow. I respect the grind. Thank you, man. You can hang around for a bit if you want. I'm currently reviewing patch 13, and yeah, just doing doing this review. I know someone in the gaming space who helps smaller creators grow their channel the right way. If you are interested, add them on Discord, Twitch us, and mention Devster sent you. Okay, I will do. I will look into that later on. But thank you so much for the follow. Back to the review though. I hope they add the capes from the sniper. That would be sick. I like some of the capes that the sniper has. Let me look. Sniper capes SM2. This one. Here it is. It's specifically this one. Oh my god. Here we go. What I like about this one, it is not this one, I think, right? Oh yeah, it is this one. So not the shoulder part, but what I like the most, which I hope they add to other classes, is this part here. This little bandana sort of hood that's around the mask. This I would love to have on any class, really. The Vanguard can have this, and I've heard they are trying to, yeah, I already said they're doing some stuff with the sniper escapes. So I hope they add this. I hope they add this cape, and then with this thing right here. If they add this, I'm going to wear this cape the whole time. I love this cape as well. This cape right here, it's smooth, it's clean, it's not too detailed, but it's just there. It's good. It's good. I don't like these capes. They're fine. This one is too big. This one is even bigger. This one's fine as well. This one is too big, but this one, perfect. That one's very perfect. I hope they add that one to later on in the classes. Yeah. So there has been complaints about this with the Ordeals, because the capes and the halos are you can unlock them by doing the ultra grind Ordeals, and it's in the name. It's ultra grind. It's grinding. Pardon me. Grinding and grinding. The only thing you do is grind to get these cosmetics, and there is two sides on this. There's two sides, and they have to find a sweet spot. They're going to do a hotfix to change these, but to change the amounts of things you have to do to get these capes and halos, but they didn't find a sweet spot with this one. They made too many people upset, but they also don't want to make other people upset that want to spend this time. Because, so what the problem with this is now is the ordeals that you have to do for the capes mostly. You have to complete 100 absolute missions to get the most of the capes. Like, there's two capes. One you get at 30 operations completed absolute difficulty, and one at 100. For each class you have to do this. And I do have to say, I've done the ordeal where you have to do a absolute operation solo with no bots and no teammates. That's currently a bug. There's a bug where you can still get that ordeal done with teammates with it, but I did it without teammates because I wanted to play this game fair and square compared to other people, because some people wanted it to keep secret, and I do not think that's fair, because that's not supposed to be in the game. So why would it stay? I want to earn it fair. And this is also a part. People still want to earn these capes. You don't want it to get it for free, because what's the point of that? To keep the community also inside it, but also people have been asking for these capes and halos for such a long time. I'd say from the beginning of Space Marine 2. And to get it now after so much begging is nice, but it's like, you asked for it, we're giving it to you, but what is the fun in it if you're getting it for free? You still have something to do with this, and this is totally fine. They've done this before. They've done this with any armor already, except with the Accolades, but you still have to play the game to get these cosmetics. But these grinds are too much. They've done too much for casual players, which only have like 2-3 hours per day to play this game, instead of no-lifers who have no jobs and can play this game for who knows how long, like 20 hours or something. I'm gonna say here now, just to clear up space, I am jobless, but I still have college. And sports, I don't have a job, but I'm not a no-lifer. I only have 5 hours on the game, which is still not a lot. Hear me out, because I've talked to some people. Some people have 5,000 hours on this game. First Guardsman has 4,000 on this game. Sorry for calling out First Guardsman. Apologize, but just for a comparison. No hate towards you, but compared to other people, this is nothing. And just overall, I'd say this is pretty average work if you want to get like most of the stuff from Space Marine 2. But the thing here is, yeah, they didn't find the sweet spot. But I've heard before these orders were added, I was talking in a Discord server of Space Marine 2. Some people were saying like, I have nothing to do in this game. I've done everything in this game. And I said like, did you do the ordeals? Did you grab all the weapons? Or did you max out the weapons? Did you max out all your classes? Did you do all the Steam achievements? Etc, etc, etc. They said, yes, I've done all of it and I'm bored. I don't have anything to do. I want new content right now. I want to do something that takes me a long time to do, so I can wait for the next patch. And that is that's where the problem comes in. Like, they gave it for the no-lifers. This is perfect. This is the dream coming true. But the casual players, they would also want the capes. They would, but they don't have the time to play 100 absolute missions and also completing them. Absolute missions are the most difficult missions ever, and they are difficult. When I first tried the solo missions alone, the absolute, it took me 2 to 3 days to get one mission done solo. That shows how difficult it is. Also, tip, I recommend you to play some absolute missions solo. You learn so much from that. You learn a lot, and I promise you, you will get better. I'm learning new stuff by playing solo, and I've been playing for 500 hours. I thought, oh, I could not get any better. You can get better. You can always get better. You can always get better. Remember that. But yeah, not casual players have the time for that, and it's locked behind absolute difficulty. And some Yurtsky, I think, said it's smart to not lock these capes behind a difficulty, because some people just don't want to go through that difficulty. They just want to play for fun. They just want to play for fun. And I do have to say, this is very fun. This is my thought about this. The difficulties go like this. I'm gonna go like the more difficulty ones and the more like the average ones. You have Rootless. Rootless is like one of the best difficulties there is. It is fun and challenging at the same time without having berserked enemies. Then you have lethal difficulty. That is a little bit in between. It's good, but it's, I don't know what to really think about it. And then you have absolute, which is just like, here, good luck. It's like, it's fun, but it's very difficult. It is very difficult. So that's for the tryouts, and then it's still fun, but the Rootless is, I think, more enjoyable for more of the people, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, why would you only have to play absolute missions to unlock this this cape? I understand the grind, but I saw a Reddit post. This is also from Yurtsky, where they said like, you should do ordeals that are generally unlockable by anybody, and that is, for me, I'd say that's perfect as well. You should not lock it behind a difficulty, because some people are just not able to just do that difficulty, but they should still be able to just unlock that cape either way. So they have to figure something out where with every mission you do, you still make some progress towards getting that those capes, and not just not just doing absolute missions. But then here's the problem: if you do it for complete 100 operations, then it gets too easy again, because then a lot of people will just go on the easiest mode and then just go okay, let's just do 100 easy mode games. These are done in 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes, these missions. And then it goes very fast, and it's also not fun. So, from Yurski video, there was a post where they said they should do it with points. So, the higher the difficulty, the more points you gain towards unlocking these capes. For absolute difficulty, you get the most points. For lethal, you get a little bit lower, and with every difficulty lower, you get lower points. But you still make progress at some point. You make progress either way. It doesn't matter. Like for new players, you make progress and you go up higher and higher, and you get more points and points. And at some point, you've played enough to just grind out all the classes and weapons that you just get the capes. You just get the capes at some point, and it's still grinding. It's still grinding, and that is the fun part of it. And for all the veterans, it is new stuff. It's new stuff, so it's still grinding for them as well. And I think that's a very smart way of doing it. And if they do it that way, that would be perfect. I think that's the best way they could do it. There's probably another way they could do it, but I think they should not do it. Stick it to a absolute difficulty or the highest difficulty or something like that. What they also could do is just do it do this current situation, do a specific situation this amount of time. They did this with one of the auto grinds where they added what's it called? Ordeal, which said okay, you have to kill 3 Majora's enemies in a row, just bam, with one ranged weapon, I think, or it was melee. It doesn't matter. But either way, I think it was ranged. Yeah, it has to be ranged. Maybe with headshot even. I don't really know, but it was ranged. That's what I'm for sure. Yeah, and that's a cool situation you have to figure out how to do, and that's pretty difficult to do as well. But anybody can do that. It's still difficult to do, but still also available for anybody to do. Also, Crown, thank you so much for the follow. Really appreciate it. Sorry, I apologize for not reacting a little bit later, but thank you so much for the follow. I think we've reached 440 followers now. Thank you for that. So yeah, they should make it more general. I think they will fix it. But that's really the only thing that's wrong right now with this patch, is these ordeals. For the rest, this is a really good patch. But I'm not done. Let me cook. Practice arena, magnificent. I have to say, this is awesome. This is awesome that they added this. This is really good. I love that they added this, because now I can actually test my loadout out from my perks and my weapon perks and see like what's the best to use against which faction, or like with which weapon is my loadout from my class the best to use. And that's how I figured out that also that the loadout from Assault works really well with the loadout from the Power Axe. But also another thing that they added really good is they added class perk loadouts. That is awesome. That is really good that they added that. It is really awesome, but I've heard some complaints about wanting even more, and I do have to say with that, first be grateful. Let's first be grateful and be thankful for what we get, and just just take some time to focus on the next thing. You got the perk, you got the class perk loadouts, which is awesome, but some people are already asking why are we not getting weapon perk loadouts, because each weapon has perk trees as well, but we have no perk tree for that. But people also wanted that just the second that we got the perk loadout for classes, and this first guardsman got really mad at that, like pretty mad at that. It was like, come on, that's really easy to implement, right? Just to do that. And I do think that's pretty, like, they've done it now 2 times already. I think it shouldn't be that much of a problem, but still, things take time, and one thing at a time. That's what I'm talking about. Just appreciate what you get now, and one thing at a time. Things will come. Just ask things and bring ideas, and then if they have an answer for that, like for example, no. If it's a no, then it's a fucking no. No is no. And if it's a yes, yippee, good for you. If it's a maybe or we don't know, it's still in the air, it's still in the clouds. You can still ask. You can ask later, but not the next question, like next day. Like, is this going to be added? I don't know. They're still going to say the same thing. But yeah, just calm down, Space Marine 2 community. Just calm down and appreciate for a moment what you got. And yeah, because like, I don't know how people are getting mad, but this is, I think, the largest update we've gotten so far. Next to, let me think, how we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got nine things and more, actually more things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6. Sorry. Kill me. Actually kill me. Kill me. Yeah, actually kill me. Kill me. Yeah. This is less. This is less. But yeah. Here is yeah, I think this is the biggest update we've had so far. And I don't know how people can be ungrateful with this. I don't know how people can still be like, oh, but actually, shut the fuck up. For a moment then. And I mean this like realistically. I'm not trying to be mean here. I'm trying to be realistic here and just show you, like, look at this. Look at the stuff you got. What the fuck is wrong with you? You got this, and like, come on. Just be happy for a moment. And it was shadow dropped as well. Just a gift all together is this. And that's basically it. What I have to say about patch 13. What would I give this patch? So me and my friend Nordic here, we talked about like, what would I grade patch 13 and patch 12, because patch 12 gave the Tech Marine and like a new PvE mission and a lot of other stuff, and then patch 13 gave like so much content as well. But the Tech Marine is a whole new content as well. It's like just so much compact into one. It looks so little, but a Tech Marine is like so much, and they added a lot of other stuff as well. So that's pretty cool. Like new weapons. It was not shown in here, but they gave us 3 heroic weapons because they were already done. So what I would grade this one, last time I graded this one was an 8.5 and this one a 9, just because it was a Tech Marine. But I think this one is now actually my favorite patch, just because of the siege modes, also getting its rework and finally getting up to my expectations. I think this one is ooh, I might change it actually. I might change it, but both of these were really good. But just ooh, boo, 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 boo. We got like a whole new siege mode, and we got a new PvE mission, and we got like so much. There was so much packed into this one. But this one was also good. Okay, yeah, I know it. This one, I'm giving this one a. I'm thinking between a 9 or a 9.5, because this one, this is a really good one. And I'm also thinking with this, how could it be a 10? Like, what is missing from it to be a 10 or like a 9.5 if I choose a 9? And I think the things that are missing really is just the Terminus enemy. If that's the thing that I'm kind of like, it sucks, but it's fine. But I was expecting to get next patch the new Terminus enemy. If it was a new Terminus, if they gave us a new Terminus enemy, I think this patch would have been a 10 out of 10. Just because of like, there's so much. We got so much out of this. There was one thing missing, and I think that like getting a new enemy. Like a new weapon, we get 3 heroic weapons. That's basically a new weapon. But a new enemy, that's what we missed, really, I think. Or that's what I missed from this patch. So, I think that this patch is going to get a 9.5 from me. Just because on how big it was. It was really big. And then this one gets a 9. This one gets a 9. Yeah. This one gets a 9. This one was also a really good one. I like that one as well. It was really good, with good amounts of content. And I'm also surprised that the Tech Marine landed really well, and there were no complaints about the Tech Marine class. Not like Tech Marine is bad or anything like that. The only complaint I found from Tech Marine was that without his shield, he's really weak. But I think that's the best, that's really good for him actually. Because the Tech Marine itself is almost a one-man army just by itself. It's Tech Marine has his turrets and his server gun, and just like, he's really strong. And he's just really strong with damage and overall control. But then like the damage, like the shield, he has good shield, but the downside, there has to be a downside to the Tech Marine. The Tech Marine can't be overall good in everything. There has to be a downside to everything. Like always, oh, he's good in this, then his weakness is this. For Tech Marine, his weakness is not having shields. If he doesn't have shields, he's going to die very quickly because his HP is lower than the rest, which is totally fine. But people are saying it's not lore accurate. But we are talking about just the game. Do you want to enjoy the game, or do you want to be bored? I want to enjoy the game. I want the game to be challenging, and that's the way to do it with the Tech Marine. It gets an 8 for me, maybe more when more played. I thought they were adding boss to Siege all in all. Definitely a solid 8. It hasn't blown me away, but it with every update, yeah, understandable, yeah. For me, this one sticks with me. This one right here, this one really sticks with me. Just because of the content we got. That's all I have to say really about patch 13, and that's my grade for it. Let me know what you guys think about patch 13, and my idea about siege mode. Well, it was not my idea, but I think that's the best way to do. And just my opinion and all. Just let me hear your thoughts about what I had to say, and yeah, everything ready. Also, if you think I reacted a little bit overboard, I don't care. I really don't care. I stand on what I say. Yeah, that's really. If you hate me, then hate me. That's fine. But I stand on what I stand. That's fine. Yeah, that's really. But let me know your thoughts.